Well, unfortunately we had to cut Snowtopia a little bit shorter than originally planned because we had some of the bugs there, but I have a very good replacement for this time slot, and that is Project Hospital. Now, Project Hospital is not the newest game. I would say it's probably 3 or 4 years old, but I think this one here is a great game. As a matter of fact, this game here and another one that I may gonna show one day on the channel as well are the only 2 games that my wife ever played. She is not a fan of video games at all, but this one here we played, and that was probably about 3 years ago, right before she actually went into labor and we had our very first daughter. But since the game was released, there are already several DLCs that got released. Now I currently just have the doctor mode. All the other ones I not even knew that they came out since I started playing it again just here a couple days ago to make sure that I still remember the controls. Maybe later on we are going to look in some of those DLCs, kind of see how this series here is going. If there is the interest, I'm always willing to expand and get some of those DLCs. But for now, let's go ahead and start a new game. And we are actually going to do a sandbox. We're going on the large field, and then here we leave everything the way it is. So everything costs money, our patients can die, and we have to unlock all the different departments. And here we are, our plot where we're going to build our hospital, but we are actually starting with just a little urgent care clinic at first, and then later on we're starting to get the overnight clinic and start getting radiology and the labs and all that stuff, until at the end we have all our surgeon and neurology and our cardiology and all those different specialized departments. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Now the good thing is we don't have to worry about parking at all, but we still kind of have to lay everything out so that it makes sense later on. So when we start expanding, that we are not running into any issues. And on my main floor, I want to have our regular emergency section. And later on, I want to have my ICU down here as well. And we're going to have some of the labs on the main floor. But until we can build all of that, there is still going to be quite some time. So let's go ahead and start building some foundations. Since we don't have tons of money, let's just for now go with a 35 by 35. Get our main door in. And then we're gonna worry about the windows later on when we actually start making some money. So now our first objective is going to be to open up a emergency clinic. And if we click on the emergency department, you can see what rooms we need. So we need a waiting room. We need at least one doctor's office. Reception. We can do it, we don't have to. Cleaning closet, again, we can, but we don't have to. But we need to have a restroom. And then we need to hire at least one daytime doctor. And that is already it. So I would like to have a little reception area here on this left side. Let's just go and mark it up. Let's make it an 8 by 5 for now. And then after that, I'm going to put in a restroom. Then the waiting area is going to be on the other side. 8 by 5. Let's make it a 12 by 5. Now let's grab our walls so that we can put the walls up for the restroom. And also we have prefabs. So general rooms, bathrooms, where are the bathrooms? restrooms, so we could technically just plop in a pre-built room, but I think this time I'm actually going a little bit slower and build everything myself. So this one here is 4. There's gonna be 1 here. And then 1 here. So I'm actually going to build 2 restrooms. And then up here is where we are going to have like a little hallway going in this direction. And actually, may be able to squeeze the cleaning closet in here. And then this one here is the back wall from the waiting room. Because too wide is good if you're trying to look at aesthetics, because most of the doors that you're going to use is like double doors, so you're going to use a lot of the too wide doors. And so if you go with 3 wide hallways, then you often start to get into weird looking stuff. That's also why here I'm actually going to narrow it 1 down, so that the hallway to the doctor's offices are going to be like that. Now let's go back into the emergency department and assign. So we have the waiting room, we have the reception, but the reception doesn't count because we're missing equipment. Then I'm gonna have 1 cleaning closet, and the cleaning closet actually is the only room that you can use for the whole hospital. So whoever we hire as a cleaner is going to clean everything. Gonna have 1 here and 1 here. And now if we go back into the building and we click on, for example, this restroom here, you can see those are all the things that we have to build, or well, we have to build 1 type of the sink, but we for sure have to have our toilet. We need to have a hand dryer, and with R you can rotate everything. We need to have a sink. And then all the rest actually is not necessarily needed, because those rooms now are already operational. And another thing that I like to do is, since this one here is in our emergency department, or just our regular clinic, I'm trying to do everything in like a red color. So I'm having some different colors that I assign to different areas. And let's see, for the hallways, we just want to use those. No, that looks weird. Maybe the hallways we are just using wood. Yeah, that looks better. Just a plain wood color here. And of course we need doors into our bathroom. And then again, if I click on the cleaning closet, then it tells me exactly what we need to build in here. Let's also give them a sink that they can wash their hands too. Perfect. Waiting room. In a waiting room, we need a info TV that is telling the people that they can go in. Then we need a little queuing machine, because in here it's not like what you would see when you go to the doctor's office. trash you because I want you red. So it's not like if you would go to the doctor's office. In here, you don't necessarily need to go to the front desk. You can just walk in and say that you need to see the doctor and take your little ticket here, and you're good to go. And I'm trying to build everything as symmetrically as possible. And yes, this queuing machine is not. And it's never going to be. We're just going to build 2 of them, right? Just like that. Water dispenser here. 1 here. Little vending machine. Over here. And for now, that's all that we are going to put in here. So let's go and look back into our department. So we have our waiting room. We still have to build our doctor's office. And then after that, we actually can already go ahead and open it up. And once we're open up, we're going to worry about our reception. Now for the doctor. But that is 4 by 6. 4 by 6 is big enough. 4 by 6. And another 4 by 6 here. And then potentially on the other side, we're going to do some more. See, how much do we have left here? 7. I'm gonna put 1 more 4 by 6 in, and then this one here is just 3 wide. So that means I am going to use this one as a common room. Or a break room. Not letting me assign it yet. Oh, because it needs to be a 4 by 4. Let me check if the doctor's room also has a minimum requirement. Also needs to be a 4 by 4. So I guess the best thing to do would be to just go here and add another row of foundation to it. And now we can have our common room. Let's put all of our doors in. And again, this one here, you could just use the pre-built. But I prefer to just build it myself today. Because it's fairly simple. So you go in here and it tells you all the things that we need to do. So we need to have a exam table. Then we need our little office desk. And let's just put a couple cabinets down here in each room. Put the biohazard trash next to it. Then a PC or a laptop. What's the price difference? $2.99. A laptop is $5.99. We just go with the PC. The kitchen sink in. The medical light, even though the medical light is more expensive than the examination lamp, but we can just put it above the table. Saves us a little bit of room. Then we have our equipment cabinet. Actually, let's just go with the tall one right next to the door. Then we have a few different testing equipment that we need to put up. Eye tester. And a printer goes next to the desk. Print the prescriptions. What all do we have left? A equipment table. And we are slowly starting to run out of money. But here in a little bit we can start making money, so that's good. And that should be everything that we need. So if we go back over here, now we have a check mark here, so we have all the rooms that we need. So that means that we can open up our clinic as soon as we have one doctor assigned for the day shift. Let's go into the very first room, click on the day shift, and those are all the possible doctors that we can hire right now. Now, as you can see, first candidate here, for example, doesn't know anything about general medicine or diagnosis, but also doesn't cost much. And then the further down we go, we have people that cost us way more, but at least they have a pretty good experience in what they can do. And I honestly think that I'm going here with Jordan Cole. He is 43 in general medicine and 43 in diagnosis. And the diagnosis is what is important in this position here. Now we also have positive and negative perks, and currently one of them, and here two of them are hidden, so we don't know them. He has a positive perk that he doesn't need to rest as fast, but for example this one here, long commute, so often it's going to be late, or a fresh parent, so his rest level decrease faster. So as you can see, some of them are good, some of them are bad. But we are going to get you. And now our hospital can finally accept new patients. So if you go into the insurance management, you can see that currently we just have the cheapo care. But as soon as we treat 3 patients, we are also going to get the uninsured ones. Both of them just pay us partially of what we actually need. So eventually we want to go and get more of those here. But of course, the objectives are going to get harder and harder, so that the insurance companies are going to send those to us. But let's go ahead and start our day. And as you can see, our doctor is already here. Let's go ahead and speed up until our first patient arrives. Already here. As you can see, she went to the little queuing machine and is now already asked to go to the doctor. And now currently the doctor, he just completed the interview. Next is going to do the physical examination, and we can tell the doctor what to do. Currently it's managed automatically, but sometimes doctors are actually asking us what to do. Up here are the possible diagnoses, but since we still have 3 hidden symptoms, we don't really know what it is. Now hopefully after the physical examination we know a little bit more. So we don't have a clear diagnosis, because now we would have to send this lady into the radiology to get an x-ray done, but we don't have a radiology yet. So what can we do? So we can either just assign some different treatments and hope everything is good, or we can build the radiology. Now for this time here, I think we are just going to assign all of the treatments that we have. So, recommendation, take it easy. Ice wrap is self-explaining, and the analgesics is the same. Just give her some pain pills and hope that it is not a fracture. Because then of course the medicine would not help. But then they just come back and you try it again. So it's not like a dying emergency. Also, as you can see, we already have multiple patients waiting, so let's go ahead and hire another doctor. And I'm currently just looking at diagnostics, so I'm going with you. And let's... Here's a better one, advanced diagnosis. So Carol, you please come in. Because that also would mean that now we should be able... In fact, I could send her over to a different doctor to do another checkup, but apparently not. Thought you had the advanced diagnostics. Yeah. So I actually need to assign this patient to somebody else. Need to assign you to Carol. And do that. So she is now going back into the waiting room, waiting until Carol is available. And while we do all of that, let's go ahead and give those 4 little rooms here at least a little bit of an upgrade. And we already completed an objective for an insurance company. Treat 1 patient per day, and we just got $20,000. So that is a good thing to get. And now our next objective is going to be to open up the radiology. So once we open up the radiology, we are going to get another government grant. But that is going to be something for our next episode. This episode we're just going to see if this poor lady... Oh yeah, look, she actually did had a fracture. So now she's going to get an arm cast. So and that shows you how important it is to have good doctors. While the first one wasn't able to find out what this lady has, the second one was able and put the cast on. And of course took away the other prescriptions that we gave. But that is where we're going to end this episode here. Thank you very much for stopping by, and I hope I see you next Monday. We're going to open up the radiology department and some more testing facilities to help our patients a little bit faster. Thank you for coming by. Have a wonderful rest of your day.